North America is too expensive, and I'll explain how it's affecting the North American people. If you make taking someone out on a date $200, you will not go on many dates, therefore birth rate declines, therefore you die alone and have no kids. And also, $39.95 on your childbirth bill to hold your newborn kid is crazy. Funny stuff like that. The video will be about these two countries, the one with the highest gun crime in the world, and the second where they make $20,000 less a year on average than their neighbor, but the houses cost 4 times as much.
Just do it! Just do it!
These two countries being next to each other is, to be honest, the funniest shit I've ever seen. When I was a kid growing up in my ethnically ambiguous country of Georgia, swearing to my life to the Americans on GTA 4 Online that I was from a country which surely existed, I saw these two countries as a dreamland, and to be honest, so does most of the world, until you start talking to people from there. Not gonna lie, I don't really hear Americans complaining that much about where they live. Sure, yeah, if your grandma died in a shootout once cause she was slinging dope, you would probably dislike the US's gun laws, but then you would just randomly shoot the milkman trespassing on your property and all would be fine. As of this recording, I've applied for a tourist visa to Canada, and I will not be too harsh on them on the chance that the IRCC officers see this vid and tell me to fuck off and keep the $200 I gave them for the visa application. And guys, do not get me wrong, while I am roasting NA in this video, I personally know people that would suck dick behind a Wendy's to move to either one of these places. So this means these countries are doing a lot of things right and are very good with a high quality of life. However, this is just a problem I noticed while talking with my NA friends, and I want to talk about it. If you've ever talked to anyone who's been near the fictional country that has a 70% visa rejection rate for people of my ethnicity, the first thing you would hear is about how expensive it is. And to be honest, I just thought they were, for a lack of a better term, broke boys. But then, if you look at one of those street walk videos of Toronto, you will notice that absolutely no people are smiling as they're walking in the streets. They all look depressed and sad. It is because they probably just spent $170 on a date, and their date went off about magical rocks for 2 hours and then didn't even call them back. While that happens in every country, the difference is you only go home with a crushed soul. Not a crushed soul and $170 less money in your wallet. I, being a liberal cuck, was attracted to Canada because of their views on legal za, their multiculturalism, and I generally liked a lot of stuff about it. Then, if you actually start making plans to go there, even stay for a bit or live there, you realize why everyone there looks depressed while walking. The average monthly rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is that's already a bad start. $1,000? You're breaking my balls here, Trudeau. $604. Plus around another $200, $300 on your utilities, and you end up being on the floor of your 1-bedroom apartment, 3 grand out with the lights on, crushed soul, and no money in your bank account. You might be thinking, well, that's just a broke person problem. As you can see, when you look at the US, it's not a perfect situation, but at least it's reasonable. It's not the boomer days when you could buy a 4-bedroom house for 50 grand, but it's still fine compared to when you look next to it. This is crazy. This is insanity. Canadian real estate prices make American prices look like a steal, especially when you keep in mind that Canadians on average make 20 grand less than Americans, and they get taxed way more, so there's less disposable income. How much more can the Canadian people take? It's crazy that having 2 jobs is the norm, and even then, a lot of people can't afford their own place to buy, even after saving up for years, because look, of course the housing thing is worldwide, right? But at least it's semi-possible to buy a house in your entire life if you live in the US. But making less money and having to pay more for houses is so unfair for Canadians. I truly feel bad for anyone there who has to pay $2,600 in rent and still live their life and somehow save up money for a house. For example, on the off chance that my Canadian visa application doesn't instantly get thrown into trash when they find out I'm Georgian, I might go to Toronto. And in Toronto, there's this one cool aquarium I wanted to see. So I want to know the prices. Canada can't be that expensive. My naive ass thought, my childlike innocence thought that they will not have the guts to charge more than $44 fucking for a timed entry ticket. Yo, for $44 in that aquarium, I better be getting some some of this fish, if you know what I mean. And I better get to see fucking mermaids. $44 to look at some fish? You have to be tripping. No wonder everyone in this city always looks fucking sad. They woke up this morning with a budget of $100 and by evening they had $10 left. And the funniest thing is $44 is not the actual price because of this demon monstrosity that is HST. When I was in Malta, I got a Red Bull and got charged 10 cents extra because the drink was cold. I thought, god damn, my ancestors escaped a communist dictatorship just for me to get charged 10 cents because my Red Bull was cold. Now HST is that but on fucking steroids because you get tax added on top of the 44. So if you want to actually book a ticket, the price would be $50. But yeah, to be honest, if I paid $50 for an aquarium, my mom would beat my ass for spending money recklessly. That is example 1. Second, what if you want to go on a cute date with your girlfriend to an amusement park? Bet. Canada Wonderland is an amusement park. It's not Disneyland or anything, it's just an amusement park, but it's pretty good and the daily ticket is $49.99 each. Now that's already $100 and you paid $100 for it. You want to get something to eat as well, right? You can't have your date hungry here. $17.99 for a single meal. Okay, I want to kill myself, but sure. And you also need to pay for parking, which is another $30. But hey, hold on here. You thought you were going to come out this cheap? You get tax added on top of that and the processing fee, bringing up the total to $193 just for 2 people to go to an amusement park and eat a single meal. So you can see how paying this much can get depressing for an average individual. You guys might say, well, that is in the Canadian dollar, not the American. Yeah, I agree, but the Canadian dollar is also a very strong currency. We're not talking in Hungarian forints here. It's like 30% less valuable than the USD, which would make this whole thing 147 USD. Ticket to Disneyland for 2 in Europe would be around the same price as this whole thing, and I'm sure the whole park is better because it's Disneyland. And yeah, for example, in YouTube comments and stuff, I always hear Canadians complaining about like, oh yeah, everything is so expensive and shit like it's unbelievable. But I've been going in on Canada too much. Time for the Eagles now. Also, if you want to support me and be creative around your friends, you can get one of my shirts. They're Georgian themed, so they're pretty original. They're all 100% cotton and are very good price. And yeah, they're high quality, they're drip, they're original. What more could you want? Oh yeah, fast shipping too. You can go to my website kartli.shop to get these shirts. And with this endeavor, you also support my channel. Patreon is pretty good too, but by getting something from this website, you support me and you get a dope ass shirt. So it's pretty cool, right? You can go to my website kartli.shop to get these shirts. Thank you. I bit you. Oh no, not like this. I don't wanna die. Please no. Yeah, that's right. My shit ain't even poisonous. You're still going to die though when they hit you with this camper. $153,000 for a rattlesnake bite. 83 grams for pharmacy charges? What the fuck was going on in that pharmacy?
And you ordered all the fucking sides. Tell them about the sides you ordered.
The sides, so...
Sides?
Yeah.
Sides? $26,000 worth of sides? What are these sides? They cure cancer?
The sides did cure cancer. That's the problem. They were there. That's why they were expensive.
Was cocaine and big booty Latino hookers included in that price? If not, it is not worth that price. Like, Jesus, bro, you'd be better off hiring a private jet right after that snake bit you, flying to Turkey, getting your shit fixed for $1,000 there, and then flying back. This amount of health costs has literally caused another person in Missouri that got bit to refuse to seek medical help because he could not afford it, and then he just laid down and died. Of course, I understand that most Americans have health insurance, and usually that pays for everything, but that is not a good system at all. You'll see frequently in American media how healthcare costs affect their characters because it represents reality. For example, in The Whale, the character refused to seek medical attention because he had around 150 grand saved up and he would rather die and give that money to his kid than actually seek medical help for himself because it was either one or the other. All of Breaking Bad, arguably the best show of all time, is literally based on the concept that the main character gets diagnosed with cancer, but the treatment is so expensive that he has to resort to crime and making methamphetamine to pay his medical bills. Sure, yeah, insurance covers your costs, but only at the clinics they want you to go to. Usually these clinics are ass as well. If you want the best treatment possible for you, you're not going to get it by your insurance. I know I'm bringing up Breaking Bad a lot, but these are the problems actual people go through and it's literally also the truth. As I said, one dude literally just decided to die because he cannot afford the snakebite treatment, and a lot of the times people hire Ubers or a fucking tow truck to take them to the nearest hospital because they don't want to pay the $3,000 ambulance ride fee. You can also see this in Breaking Bad again, because when Hank gets injured, they have a talk with the doctors, and doctors say, yeah, your insurance covers the cost at certain hospitals. Well then, doctor, will those hospitals cure Hank? Yeah, TBH, I don't think so. They're not that good. The quality of this treatment will either make him walk again or not, and you do not want to cheap out on your significant other's ability to fucking move their legs. So again, here you see, even if the insurance covers it, they go to another doctor as well because of the quality of the treatment. I know Canadian healthcare is not good either, but unironically, Breaking Bad would not have happened if instead of New Mexico, he was in Newfoundland or New Brunswick. Usually the problem is the huge wait times for treatment, but because Walter is a harder case, he would have been put higher in the priority list and he would have gotten treatment fast and for free, and he wouldn't have to fucking sell meth and lie to his wife. Also, it is a crazy money loop, how guns and shootings are so prominent in the US, and also the healthcare is the most expensive in the world. So a lot of guns mean a lot of shoots, and then that means more patients. We get to charge on average fucking $150,000, and this loop of bam bam shootings and then oh no my wallet not only results in lost lives but also depression, because now you have to pay $154,000, and even if insurance covers most of it, you're still traumatized and having to pay the rest of what the insurance didn't cover, so like 10 grand or more. It's crazy to me how in countries like the UK, USA, Canada, natural things such as the circle of life, aka having kids, has become a luxury. Because when people in NA hear about, oh yeah, I'm having a kid, they're like, how the fuck can you afford that? Having a kid in this economy? And the children being expensive starts from birth, not even like diaper fees or something. The United States is the most expensive country for childbirth, with around $18,000 being the price, or around $3,000 after health insurance. The reasoning behind this is because the bill includes expensive medical important things such as $40 to hold your baby. If you look at the research of what job kids want to have, the dream job is a YouTuber or some kind of influencer. First, I want to say those little fucks are not getting my job. They don't know DaVinci Resolve like I do, nor are they as funny as me. Second, they want that job because probably they don't want to pay 300 grand for a fucking indigenous New Zealander's history degree. To be honest, I've heard so much bullshit price for college degrees that are in oversaturated markets as well, where people would not be able to get jobs at all. Or if they were to get jobs, and they would make like $20 an hour, and it would take a lot of hours to make back that student debt. Which is why a lot of people are opting for, hey, you know what? This 4-year bachelor's degree can go fuck itself. I agree as well. I was in my engineering classes, and as soon as they started talking about letters and physics, I wanted to kill myself, which is also why I only went to my university for 6 months. Then COVID started and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not doing this shit, I'm doing YouTube. It's get rich or die trying. So I feel you, average student. And instead of this, a lot of people are learning a skill that they can monetize and making actually better living than people who study for 6 years on a random degree. For example, like a locksmith, which averages $50 to $75 an hour, or a plumber, which is usually $100 an hour. That's a very good amount of money for a person who didn't study for 4 years. You don't even need a degree or anything to start these jobs, so a lot of people are opting for stuff like this instead of studying IT and then getting told to fuck off by Bill Gates because he already has ChatGPT doing everything for him. So yeah, this is crazy. But to be honest, it's not like people who go to universities and are like homeless or anything. It's just that I think college is only for some people and not for other people. For example, me and my girlfriend agreed that our asses could not do 4 years of college, whereas for other people they would love to and would enjoy the process severely. Either way, everyone that wants to and is willing to put in the effort is going to make racks. And while I've talked about, oh yeah, this is expensive, this and that, all of it might just be because of inflation and the shit we had to deal with in 2020. It's most likely just a matter of time before everything balances out. But I still wanted to talk about this topic because I just found it interesting how different it is to where I live. Thank you a lot. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and goodbye.